You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off. Good luck not getting killed.
Tonight, live from North Wilkesboro Speedway, this is Matt Houston from Raceverse bringing you another race, round number 2 of the classic Tuesday Night Thunder. So another 20 drivers here are going to vie. This is the second round of a 12-round championship with a season purse totaling over $500. And they're all racing the iRacing Indy Pro 2000 PM-18 chassis. Shout out to our awesome league admin Jason Owens at the Twitter handle @CrizzleCults for organizing all of this. Of course, you can check out @Raceverse with some links to different driver streams. I know Christian Jasper's out here tonight. He's got a stream. He's had some technical difficulties, mechanical issues, if you will, the last couple of weeks, and hasn't been able to join in the couple different series that he runs that we broadcast here at Raceverse. But he's back here tonight, and he looks like he's pretty strong. Walsh, our winner from last week, was strong, and we can see him out there, currently provisional pole sitter. And he's going to go P1. We'll see who else is out there. Jasper has set his lap. Van de Zandt's out there. Got Connor Baldwin's waiting to do his lap. Gosler. We've got, this is actually a bit of a throwback night as well. Few different liveries. We'll go over that during the course of the race. This is a 6/10 of a mile oval, something that IndyCar or Indy Pro 2000 Pro Mazda would have never driven. In fact, the track record for this track is a 18.9. I think this was set during a NASCAR race by Ernie Irvan in 1994. And you could see that was an 18.9. We're 4 seconds a lap faster than those NASCARs were. This is the 1986 scan of this particular course. So it looks like just about every... Okay, we've got Richard Hale spinning it in turn 4 here at North Wilkesboro. Thanks for everybody watching here tonight. Richard Hale's going to try another one out here. We've got several cars still that haven't set a qualifying lap. We're expecting a lot of attrition here. So it's going to be a lot of talking to myself here under yellow. I can communicate with you guys in the chat. And of course, we've got this awesome new trailer by Sunset Arctic for the Echo Blade game that we'll be promoting over the course of the broadcast. Check it out on Steam, early access. Put it on your wish list. Hale goes P10. And those best lap mile per hour, 124 miles an hour average there. Connor Baldwin still sitting on the pit lane here. And we've got our awesome, this is the official music running for the Tuesday Night Thunder here. We'll try to turn it off during the race this week. We had it on last week at the beginning of the race. I think everybody's just they're happy to start from the back here and maybe avoid the chaos. I don't believe there are any faster bears here. These are all running custom setups. This is not a fixed setup league like a lot of the stuff we cover on Raceverse. So we're just waiting for the everybody to finish up here. See if we can get some better views, maybe. Just gonna watch Connor Baldwin on pit lane. Nice pit lane view. And we're just gonna tick out this clock. Nobody else is gonna take the calling here. Kingsbury's out there though. He just set a lap P7. He's gonna try another one, it looks like. Right at the clock. And the timing is going to expire. All right, well, we'll go through the grid here. So Olsen Walsh, our pole sitter at a 124.263 mile an hour lap. Alex Van de Zandt in P2. Simon Nefel in P3. Christian Jasper back this week in P4. West Shire actually is the correct pronunciation. P5. Jason Owens, our admin in P6. Ray Kingsbury in P7. Robert Gamble in P8. Kevin Smalley in P9. Richard Hale in P10. Jason Perdue in P11, Kurt Kelly in P12. Mike McCullen out here tonight in P13. Mike Gosler P14. Chad Irvine P15. And then our cars that didn't qualify at all. James Watson, John Hall, Guy Petra, Ken Soska, and Connor Baldwin. So that is our grid here. Gonna have a couple laps as we do on the short ovals here. Two laps behind the pace car. And this race is going to be timed. A little bit different here. So we run a 53-minute race as they pull away. Orson Walsh, that inside black and red car there. Yeah, I have to imagine. I think it's a pretty smart call to start from the back. The only problem with starting at the back is, you have to dodge the cars, but then you also go a lap down really quick. But I don't think that's going to be a problem for anybody here. The pace car will be ducking in. Oh, there it goes, and Walsh will bring us to the green flag. Here he goes. Van de Zandt on the outside. Orderly start there. Everybody a little high by Owens back there. Makes it through. And we have under 53 minutes. Everybody's cleanly through so far. But these tires coming up to temperature. Oh, we've got a spinner, and we've got wrecking already here. And that is our first caution here. Looked like McCullen involved. Baldwin was involved. It looks like he might be okay, although the car is crabbing there. Guy Petra involved. We'll get a replay of this here. Jason Perdue. So quite a few cars at the back of the field, it looks like, involved in that melee. See if we can figure out what happened. Baldwin involved with that. So that's going to be a short night from Baldwin. We'll see him tomorrow night. And the Reddit series. Let's go back here. It's going to go back all the way to the start. Let's go on board with Baldwin here. See what we can see. This is going to probably be a lap or two. Okay, we've got... That's not what he wanted. And then we had another incident, it looks like. Wow. Unlucky by a bunch of these guys here. So nobody's going to hit the pit lane, I don't think, unless they had some damage. So Walsh leads. See if we can get any more replays here. So there's something in the back there. Let's figure out who that was. It's not Jason. Everybody, and at least this is replay again, keeping it clean. Oh, and then we had a spinner, Jason Perdue, and yeah, that was what brought out. And he was taking it easy too. And there's no. So in the Indy cars, we have the in-car tools. These cars don't have any in-car tools like that. Although they can make adjustments on the pit stops because of open setups here. Looks like we're getting some repairs on the pit lane. No fast repairs. I can see Baldwin's got a new front wing there. It flashed in. But he's going to come out several laps down. But some of those cars... Okay, lights on the pace car are out. Yeah, indeed. A lot to cover there with that incident. So Jason Walsh, P1, Van de Zandt, P2, Simon Fell, P3. Simon's in one of those STP classic liveries. And Walsh brings us to the green flag once again. Ray Kingsbury. Oh, and we have Fell and Shire involved in that, and several. Shire on his lid. One car going over the fence. We expected this here, folks. They warned me in the driver's meeting earlier today that it could be like this out here. So let's turn on some tunes here. These are our caution flag tunes. We'll get a replay of that. Unfortunately, I think we've lost half the field at this point. We'll go on watching Shire here. The Kingsbury had a really good start. But it was actually P3, Simon Fell, that lost it here. I was just talking about his STP livery there. Cold tires. Just loses on the outside, and Shire is an innocent bystander, ends up on his lid. Several other cars. There looked to be a Ken Soska and a Tony Kanaan inspired livery there. 7-Eleven Bryant livery. He makes it out alive, it looks like. So we are under caution here. This is like Tuesday Night Thunder is what we've got here. So I think it looks like half the field's out of the race, or at least has been involved in something. So we'll there's a chance that we might get some interviews with the drivers during the race. If any of the drivers want to come to the booth, to the waiting room in the booth, I can pull you up at some point. But yeah, thanks to Jason Owens here, our crazy admin of the Tuesday Night Thunder, for giving us this awesome battle here, survival here tonight in Tuesday Night Thunder. Although no lights here at the North Wilkesboro Speedway, so I think we're actually starting in the morning. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. So we actually have cars that need to get a wave around out on the pace car. That was Soska and Owens, it looked like, getting the wave arounds. Smalley is in P10. Gosler is on is 11th, and he's on pit lane. So we literally have lost 10 cars in this race already, as you can see on the leaderboard. Crazy stuff. But like I said, they warned me it might be like this, so as the green flag comes back out. We know Walsh has it covered. Jasper, everybody else is taking it pretty easy. Let's go up to the blimp view. See what we can see up here. Soska and Owens have kept their lap. Okay, we've got another caution out here. So there was a race that the Race First League decided to do, where we ran Indy cars at Lucas Oil Raceway. It kind of turned out a little bit like this. So Baldwin says that he's coming back out. Did that already happen? And let's see, what was this caution here? Kingsbury might have... Connor Baldwin here just kind of taking it easy. I see he's got some issue coming up here. And he loses it on his own, as far as I can tell. That was that, so was not successful with getting back out on the track. I've certainly been there before when the suspension is mangled enough. It seems okay when you're driving around behind the pace car, but as soon as you take it up to speed, it doesn't want to cooperate. A few cars. So John Hall is back out on the track, 5 laps down. It currently says he's out, but once he comes back around, it's going to update to 5 laps down. Gosler is still out here. He's 6 laps down. McCullen is back out here too. So we've got some cars coming back into the race here. Baldwin also still out there, so he's going to try it again. Yeah, I think there's a good chance that the pace car might win. But between Walsh and the pace car, and Alex Van de Zandt, I don't know. That's a pretty good toss up there between those three. Alex is quite the driver, and so is Walsh, as we saw last week. Walsh sitting there with an oval I rating of 5.4K, so he knows how to get it done. No takers on the broadcast booth, by the way. As we have the green flag coming back out. Let's see if we can get down to some green flag laps. I was actually a little bit surprised on the very first one that we made it as far as we did. And the yellow flag is back out. Gotta love that iRacing. Oh, then the pace car. That was Baldwin might have been involved with that one again. Certainly was around. I don't know if he spun to cause the issue here, but let's go on board. Somebody was ducking into the pits there. And he just loses it on his own. This time, terminal. There was another car that had also spun already. The 98, Richard Hale. Oh, Hale. So let's have a look here. At least I figured out how to do the replays pretty well. And Hale just loses it. Takes out that Dan Weldon inspired livery there. Let's see who that was. That was Watson. A lot of innocent bystanders just getting taken out in all of this. So yeah, this is Tuesday Night Thunder here, folks. Walsh has got to be shaking his head up here. We're down to 7 cars that have not hit. Yeah. But we say Lord have mercy there, Steve, but Jason Owens has to have mercy here. As lights are, no wait, the lights are still on the pace car, so I thought they were off there for a second. These guys got to keep those tires warm. We've still got a lot of cars running though. We've got cars many laps down, but there are 8 cars on the lead lap. Smalley is the last of the lead cars. I've got the music going for you guys at least. This is our caution flag music here in the Tuesday Night Thunder League. Can't wait till we get to the podium interviews here. And luckily with the time race, you know, we're not going to be here for 2 hours like some of the other leagues that run a caution fest. Another league we covered here in the race first broadcasting was a 19 caution Richmond race, and that one almost, it didn't quite go to it, but it almost went to the time limit of 2 hours. No issue with that here, though. Green flag comes back out. Kingsbury going really low. Caution back out. Let's see if we can figure out who this was. Might have been Chad Irvine. Actually not seeing any information about what... Okay, there it was. That was McCullen. And taking out Chad Irvine. We're just... got a McCullen in the field here. Jasper's running a, I think that's an Andre Ribeiro kart livery there, LCI. I don't even know if that company exists anymore. So Jason Owens, here's a livery made by Sunset Arctic Graphics. This is a 1969 Jackie Stewart livery. He was running a Lola in the 1969 Indianapolis 500, and this livery is inspired by that. It also has Riley Children's Hospital on there as well, because Jason always runs that particular sponsor in his car. You can check him out on his Twitch stream as well. I don't know if he is streaming tonight, but he usually is. As it looks like we'll do a quick commercial break here.
You're blind. You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off.
And we are back and going back to green here. How many cars do we have on the lead lap? We have 8 cars still on the lead lap. Just gonna watch the back of the field and see what happens back there. That's more exciting than at the front of the field, right? We know Walsh is gonna lead this. I think, are we gonna make it a lap? I think we're gonna make it a lap. Don't wanna jinx it. And the caution's out. There we did make it a lap though. As Gosler together, Shire was back on the track finally, it looks like. Shire was actually way back, 22 laps down. Somehow got this thing together. So this was a 1973 Merlin Johnny Rutherford inspired livery. Actually, Shire's not... Oh, he loses it on his own. There was somebody parked up in the corner there. And Shire might be okay. He might be okay compared to everybody else out here. Nope, he's just going to tow it. We'll see. He might get some more repairs. We'll see if he wants to come up to the booth. He did mention that earlier. Nope. Nobody in the waiting room. Nobody wants to talk about this one, apparently. Yeah. Definitely cold tires. If this race does get going and Walsh starts coming up to some lap traffic, he's going to be really scared, I have to imagine. I wonder how many green flag laps we've done. Maybe 4? We've completed 35 laps. Let's see if I can change this. So we do have some sort of lap count. It's if we had gone green, we might have done 189 laps, but we're about 20 minutes into this race and we've done 36 laps. Sunset Arctic might not be wanting me to have the Echo Blade trailer running during the cautions. Is this a good time to say make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notify bell if you want to see more of this kind of action every week. We'll be back here on Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Next week we will be heading to here's a if you thought this was crazy, next week we'll be at Bristol in these Indy Pro 2000 cars. And then the following week will be maybe something normal in Richmond. But yeah, we'll be at Bristol next week. Looks like lights are out on the pace car. So we actually had one car has gotten his lap back, Hale, and we have our green flag. I usually want to follow the leader on a restart, but I just want to follow the craziness in the back here on the restarts. Watson here, 8 laps down, and that Dan Weldon livery there. Have we thinned the field enough that we can get through this? Ken Soska, they're running in the 7th position. He's up 19 places, or 19, he started in 19th and he's up 12 places to 17. I guess that TK livery is doing good for him there because TK is known to make a lot of positions in a race after starting in the back. As Walsh comes up to his first lap car, it looks like. I'm hearing a little bit of some carbon fiber braking there. Walsh going around another car. I saw Shire there and that Johnny Rutherford livery diving into the pits. Let's go on board here since we've actually got a green flag run going here. Oh, somebody's spinning off into the infield. We'll go on board. Van de Zandt, go on board with Kingsbury, and we have our caution flag. All right. Well, let's see who that was spinning through the, what I guess you could call the infield. I think it was Kurt Kelly here. Coming off, I think that's turn 4. Across the start finish line. Gonna lose it off of 2. Into the infield grass. A little contact with that rear wing. Not too bad, all things considered. Gets that caution flag. It's gonna get the repair of the rear wing. I think we're just leaving the music on here, our caution flag music. We'll just leave that on. But we made it a few laps under green there. We're at least going to be doing 100 and some laps here tonight at the North Wilkesboro Speedway. No change at our lead here, top 2 cars. So Kingsbury did get around Jasper. Jasper was P3. Kingsbury's really fast in these cars. Just pretty fast on ovals in general. Robert Gamble here. I'm not sure what that car livery is. It kind of reminds me of a Lotus livery, but then I actually think it's more like an army olive drab green as opposed to British racing green. So it's because going to the pits, gotta watch that because if you get out here on these cold tires, that can certainly mess you up. So if this had run green flag, everybody would have had to pit, but I don't think Walsh and Van de Zandt need to pit at all in this race if how this is going. They've basically driven 40 laps of pacing. So we have cars running all the way back to P14. These cars are highly repairable, I guess. Shire's coming back down in pit lane. So, actually, with that said, Homestead Coffee there, I might be getting my package of Homestead Coffee delivered. So, Homestead Coffee out of Pennsylvania, not out of Homestead, Miami, or anything like that, the racing connection there, but it's just really good coffee, according to Wes, and I ordered some, and I'll check it out here the next couple weeks, probably. So, Kingsbury going inside of Van de Zandt. We're getting a pass here for the P2 spot. Kingsbury really likes that low side. He's making that work. A lot of other guys obviously had a lot of trouble with that. As Smalley's going around, Gamble also taking that low line. Oh, and we had somebody in the back. We got more people crashing back there. I just want to make sure the leader's getting through this. We're going to go check that replay now, too. Oh, boy. Another car on his lid. Yeah, so Walsh just got an off track because he had to avoid things. Did he? Okay, no. I thought his rear wing looked like it had damage, but I think he's good. Let's see what we can have a look at here. So Simon Fell was back out here. So yeah, this series is gonna have a $500 purse to the winner. Fell goes around. Somebody else was already parked up there, and we had a tipper there. Looks like the tipper was kind of stuck to Fell there for a moment. He's dragging him along. Thank God there's no real drivers in those cars. See if we can figure out who that other car was. John Hall. Hall was knocked up there. Yeah, well, there's Hall, and then there's... Wasn't McCullen. Yeah, not sure who that other car was. Anyway, keeping the music going. The band played on. Eight cars on our lead lap. It's kind of maintained for a really long time. We've got cars all the way back to 12 laps down. Chad Irvine here, he is 24 laps down, but it's still running. Gosler's livery looks like a Willie T. Ribbs livery, but I'm not 100% sure if that is actually a Willie T. Ribbs livery, but it looks like one of the ones that I've seen on the documentary that he was driving. All right, well, we have a green flag once again. I don't think I even want to look at the leader. Because the action's in the back. But we want to keep an eye on Kingsbury. See what he can do on Walsh here. We'll go on board with Kingsbury. Maybe we'll actually turn off that music finally. Looks like we got Tony Patty out there in the viewership there. Oh, and we have our caution flag. There was our guy spun around there. So we'll see what happened there. Looks like it was hail. Looks like it's gonna be a single car spin. Oh boy, and he backs it in. That's gonna be a killer. That knocks a tire off. Actually, it repaired itself. And the leaders go by. Whoa, Van de Zandt. Let's get a replay of that from Van de Zandt's view here. Okay. On board with Van de Zandt. Let's see what it looks like from him. He's gonna see a car up here sitting at the top of the track, and he's just gonna go right there. Whoa! That was really, really close. Let's see if we can actually get a slow-mo of this here. I don't think I've ever done a slow-mo before. Look at this. Alex Van de Zandt. Mere inches, centimeters even, from that spun car there. Hello to everyone out there too. I guess I can put the music back on, right? No pit stop. So Kingsbury here has actually done a pit stop. But Van de Zandt and Walsh have not. Jasper has not, and Gamble has not. And we've got about 20 minutes to go. We might not actually make it to lap 100. I thought we might get to lap 100. I'll show you guys. We're currently on lap 63. There's a chance we get to 100, but it's not guaranteed. So again, this is the Tuesday Night Thunder Demo Derby League. Where they drive 53 minutes around crazy ovals in the PM-18. All out of the masochistic mind of Jason Owens here. Also runs the TNT Special Events League that is going to be running multi-class sports cars on the iRacing Super Speedway. We're going to have a race. We're not broadcasting it here, but there will be a race in a couple weeks' time on a Friday. So if you want to drive a P1 or a P2 or a GT car on iRacing Super Speedway, and over the course of the entire season, 12 events, one event a month, it has a $1,000 purse. So back to green flag running. That league also includes a 12 hours of Bristol. So just as a warning for what you're getting into for that $1,000 purse. Yeah, I'm not sure about Gamble's livery, so it just looks like an army green to me. It's a Jasper going high back there, dropping positions, keeps it going. Welcome to Sunset Arctic Games out there in the viewership. Along with Isaac Morris. I don't know if I said hi to Isaac Morris out there. Walsh coming up, he's going to have to thread the needle between two lap cars there. Not fun. Kingsbury's going to have to do the same, and Kingsbury had to lock it up a little bit. Van de Zandt's going to get by him, or no, for a moment he got by him. We got some crazy stuff going on here. Smalley on the inside, so Smalley's going to get around, or it looks like the high line's working for Van de Zandt there. At least with Smalley there. But yeah, that was almost a race-ending moment there for Kingsbury, but he saved it. We have about under 17 minutes to go. Van de Zandt looks like he's gaining on Ray Kingsbury up there. And we had a green flag for a few laps, though. So, question for you guys out there. Would you rather me have the music on during the race, or would you like it off during the race? Like, when I play during the cautions, but if you want to keep it on during the racing, I can do that, too. You hear that bottom of the car bottoming off the ground for Alex Van de Zandt. Lap cars coming up. I think we might have actually got to warm tires finally here with Kingsbury going low on the lap car there. Walsh up there in that black and red car. Not too far ahead, really. Downshifting from Alex Van de Zandt. Yeah, I can put it back on and then lower it maybe. We'll see. I don't know what it actually... I don't hear it myself, just FYI. Getting around lap traffic here. I do wish this track had some better camera angles. It only has one TV's cameras. So I guess this is like 1986 style. We don't have all these different camera options. Van de Zandt working on getting close to Kingsbury. Looks like he's getting up there. Trying a different line this time. Got Christian Jasper there, lapped car now. Jasper running in 8th. Van de Zandt's gonna go low, get around him. Walsh isn't that far ahead of Kingsbury here. Looks like everything's kind of started to cooperate a bit, and everybody's up. The tires are warm. We're actually getting through some laps here. This battle for the lead is developing here. Walsh has not pulled away a big gap like he had last week, or like he had in about the half lap run we had early on in the race. He's having to deal with this lap traffic here. He's got, this is Jason Owens in that, actually that isn't Jason Owens. That is the James Watson car. Got a good battle for the lead here coming, folks, and Van de Zandt, Kingsbury's got to make this happen because Van de Zandt's right there as well. That last lap for Kingsbury, a couple tenths off of Walsh. Gonna go on board with Van de Zandt here. As I see Walsh has kind of gapped a little bit from them now. And we're up to some lapped cars once again. Just under 13 minutes to go. This is our biggest, I think we might actually get to lap 100 now in this race. We've got a car spinning, but they keep it going. Not parked on the track, no caution at the moment. You can see this kind of like downhill part of the track, and then we're back uphill. Good run by Van de Zandt here. The lap traffic is playing its part in this. I don't know if he's going to have enough to actually make a move, though. Tires are probably starting to go off, pretty heated at this point. Looks like Kevin Smalley has entered this battle. Van de Zandt's kind of dropped off of Kingsbury, but Smalley is caught up to Van de Zandt on board with Smalley. Kingsbury's dropped back about 3/4 of a second up there from Walsh. That lap car there looked like it was a BMW Sauber livery. Again, this was quite a few cars had throwback liveries tonight. Not as many as we had over in the Reddit League last Wednesday, but a few cars had some throwback liveries out here tonight. Thanks, Mike, for explaining the repairs and required repairs and optional repairs. You're 3 wide up there, I saw. Walsh is about to put a lap on Owens for that 6th position. It's going to take a while to get up to 5th position to put a lap down on him, though. That's Smalley. Or Gamble, sorry, and then Smalley. Actually, Gamble just went a lap down. It will be Smalley up there. That'll be more difficult. And Owens looks like he's going to try to make a move on Gamble as well. Did not quite work, as now Kingsbury's going around on the outside. You can hear occasionally some thuds against the track, maybe against the wall, carbon fiber. Van de Zandt goes low on that 7-Eleven livery. Ken Soska. It's in that 7th spot. And Walsh has, at least momentarily, some clear sailing ahead of him. On board with him. And we have a yellow flag. So we had a good green flag run there. Let's see if we can figure out what happened there. Let me bring in back the music here. A lot of fastest laps were set there right at the end there. Gosler might have caused the issue. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't show. Okay, so Van de Zandt's coming to the pit. Getting some fresh tires, it looks like. This could be an interesting gamble. Walsh has not pit. Smalley has not pit. Kingsbury and Van de Zandt have pit, but they're going to have lots of cars in front of them. Look at all those cars that they're going to have to get around. But they have fresh tires. We'll see what it's worth. They'll probably set fastest laps here momentarily. So next week, as I was mentioning earlier, we'll be from North Wilkesboro, we'll be heading to Bristol for another 53-minute race. Pretty wild one, I would expect there as well. I think we'll get more green flag running there just because of the banking, though. I would think it would be possibly better. I don't know, honestly. We're gonna find out. Let's see here. Lights are out on the pace. Nope, the lights are still on the pace car. So good option here. It looks like lapped cars were moved to the back. So Kingsbury and Van de Zandt are going to have fresh tires. They're going to be cold though, and you can see they're warming those tires as best as they can when we go back to green flag. Those will be the cars to watch, really. Walsh has been out there. I mean, they've been caution flags, but for 105 laps as we head back to green. Got to make sure that Kingsbury and Van de Zandt get their tires warmed up here. But I would imagine that these tires are going to be quicker if we get a long green flag run. I mean, we've only got a little bit over 5 minutes left in this race, but that's a good 15 laps here. So we'll see how this plays out. So far, Smalley's making it work on his older tires, and same with Walsh up there. It was worth the gamble, I suppose, to try out those tires. Owens is gaining on Van de Zandt, but that is not for position back there, because Owens is a lap down. We could hear some major bottoming out of that car. I even saw some sparks. Van de Zandt's going to go inside of Kingsbury. Now these two cars that did stop for tires battling one another. Kingsbury comes back on the outside. Looks like Van de Zandt couldn't make that quite work. Looks like he's going to try again. Van de Zandt, they're trying some completely different lines through these corners here between these two drivers. Van de Zandt's going to have a really good run here, but is it going to work on this inside? Kingsbury's going to try to make it come back on the outside, but Van de Zandt slid up in front of him. Now he's inside, slides up. I think Van de Zandt has that move done. And now he sets his sights on Smalley for that second place position. Meanwhile, Walsh at the front has gapped out about 2 seconds from Smalley. We got a lapped car there. Van de Zandt's going to go inside of Smalley. And Van de Zandt loses the back end of the car. And we have a caution. Exciting racing from Van de Zandt, not quite working there right at the end there. Oh boy. Exciting couple minutes there. We saw it live, at least. See if we can go on board with Van de Zandt here. He was already spun at that point. Tries to go inside and just rear end comes around. He locks it up, no contact, and nobody. He kept the brake on, so he didn't roll into anybody or anything. That was good driving by Van de Zandt there. Oyson Walsh, our leader, won last week at Phoenix. Led most of that race, other than a few laps where there was some pitting and some people doing some different strategies, but Walsh led most of that one. He's led everything here as well. Has not pit. Everybody else, okay, Soska has not pit. Or actually, it is showing that he pit now that I see this here. I don't have any data on his pit stop, but yeah, so the only car that has not pit is our leader. So I think we're gonna get a few, maybe 3 laps. We've got a minute and a half left in the race. If we can get the lights to go out on the pace car. We'll be finishing this one under green flag. Lights are still on the pace car. We're gonna get a couple laps here, green flag. Coming up on the 10 o'clock hour. Lights are out on the pace car, so we're gonna get a lap or two. Kingsbury's warming his tires back there. Gamble did get around Van de Zandt. And here we go. Walsh pulls away. We're gonna get one lap, I think, here. Olsen, Walsh. And that, it was actually our checker flag there, so Walsh is going to win this race. And we're going to have Kingsbury come home in second place. Smalley in P3. So Kingsbury did get Smalley right on that restart, right at the end. Van de Zandt just kind of kept it going here, so we'll run through the field here. Let me go ahead and do that, and then we'll get our podium interviews going here. Olsen Walsh, our leader, led almost every lap, or had to lead every lap because he didn't pit. Kingsbury was second, Kevin Smalley, Robert Gamble, Alex Van de Zandt in P5, Jason Owens, our admin, in P6, Ken Soska, Christian Jasper. We're glad to have him back in the series after having some mechanical issues with his computer and his rig. James Watson in P9, Guy Petra in P10, Chad Irvine, Kurt Kelly, Mike Gossler, Richard Hale, P14, John Hall in P15, and that is the grid. Then we'll go to last four finishers: Simon Fell, Wes Shire, Mike McCullen, Jason Padu, and Connor Baldwin. So we'll get our interview going. And we'll be right back for that. All right, well, we're back, and we're going to pull in Walsh for our interview here. Hey, Osen, how's it going? Got you in the booth. This is Matt.
Yeah, not bad.
Well, tell me about this particular race. A little bit of an interesting one.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking going in, I wonder if we're going to get enough cautions to save fuel at the end. And then even 2 or 3 cautions before the end, I realized with my fuel number, I was actually still going to make it. I was originally clutching into the corners for a fair bit, and then got to a point where I could just lift and coast it a fair bit, and it would still be on par or ready to make it. So I was pretty confident from then. I was like, okay, I got this, great. I just kind of had to hope that, I mean, with the way the cautions were, raised tires never got up to temp. So, because he was probably, he seemed to be, he was the only one who kind of ran me down and got within a few tenths during it
Yeah.
all. But obviously, there wasn't too much of a long run to see how it would all play out. Um, I never really pushed my car to full potential, but even if I did, I still think Ray would have been there with me to to challenge me. And I was kind of surprised how close he got. I think if we had a really long green run, the racing actually would have been a lot better than I was expecting here.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate that we got one good, I don't know how many laps it was, but maybe 20 laps or something like that of green flag running in a row, and it was pretty interesting there. And you immediately came up to lap traffic, but I think everybody at that point was doing a pretty good job. I think you threaded the needle between two cars at one point.
Yeah, there was one or two kind of sketchy moments, or a few times the car had an incident and they're kind of slow. It kind of reminded me of doing or not really IndyCar and iRacing at Iowa, but when you see IndyCar at real life in Iowa, constant lap traffic, just kind of weeding through it, was kind of like a calmed down version of that. So I didn't have too bad a time getting through it. I wasn't too stressed about it.
Well, congratulations! You now you've won 2 in a row. We're heading to Bristol next week. Any thoughts about there? More
I
insanity or
mean,
just?
yeah, I don't know how that's gonna race. Like, I assume it'll be a massive pack race, but I kind of wonder because with the dirty air in this car, I don't think you'll pull away. But I think there's gonna be like you're gonna have 2 lanes, and then everyone behind is gonna be in dirty air, and I don't know if there's enough banking to make up for that. Because I don't know if we got a homestead later in the season, that will be a pack race.
Yeah,
But
totally.
Bristol, I'm kind of hoping it's small enough that it won't be. Um, but
Yeah, I
I
think the
kind of feel like
radius on the
yeah, there
corners should
will
be
be 2
2.
lanes there, simply because of dirty air. Hopefully, maybe it'll just be enough banking that it'll be a massive pack race, and it will be terrifying in every way, which is fun until you get jumped. But it's all
Well,
part of the fun.
knowing that you have some padding on the championship now, it's probably not the end of the world, right? To have a pack
Yeah, oh
race. So.
yeah, it is. It is kind of a mix between the bigger tracks or the tracks like Bristol, where they're kind of wild cards, where it's
Mhm.
like you could be the fastest car on the track by 3 tenths, but there's so much draft that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then you have shorter tracks like this, where it's like if you can get 3 tenths in the field, you're gonna win.
Yeah.
So, well, even then there's a bit of pit strategy, but got lucky today, didn't need any pit strategy. So
That's right. If you had gotten shuffled back to the pack, it might have been a completely different story. So.
yeah, after about halfway, it was like, well, if I get shuffled back now, I'm screwed. So I have to stay out.
Well, congratulations on this victory, and any shout outs to sponsors, anything like that?
Nope, still the plain old iRacing car for me.
All right.
Well, I am on a team, but we don't do anything in Pro Mazda. I'm the only one who does it. So yeah, just Jason for putting on the league and you for podcasting.
Sounds good. Well, we'll see you next week at Bristol.
All right, see ya.
See ya. Hey, Kevin. This is Matt up here in the booth. Congratulations on that 3rd place you held on. It looks like Ray got you near the end there. But
yeah, he sure did. I think he had some fresh tires on and had gotten them up to temperature. We were saying on voice chat the first time it worked out pretty well because they were still too fresh. But once he had a little bit of break in on them, it was all I could do. Plus, last thing I want to do is throw something away there at the end. I think I was punching above my weight tonight as far as getting lucky with some of the incidents and stuff. So P2 versus P3, yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, you rolled that dice and you came up with a 3rd place. It's not too bad, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I wasn't even planning on.
Yeah, a lot of people rolled a lot worse than that. So.
Absolutely, and I T-boned somebody, but luckily it was just front wing damage. That's all I had to do. I drove gingerly for probably 15 laps after that, and then a couple of cautions because you never quite know what car you had underneath you until you can put a few green flag laps down. And luckily, it seemed to all be there after that wing was replaced. And yeah, it was a good time. If I could, I'd like to make a shout out. There's another guy in the league who had a curling meeting, and I wasn't even necessarily thinking about doing this because I hadn't practiced, didn't have a setup or anything like that, and said, "Hey, shout out to a fellow curler, help me out and hook me up," and he shot me over his setup. So shout out to James Curtis. I really appreciate that and helping me out today. Otherwise, I wouldn't even been here.
Very cool. Yeah. Thanks to James for giving you that setup tips and everything like that. Any thoughts? So next week we're going to Bristol. I have no idea what to expect there. Oisin was kind of saying maybe it'll be a pack race, but he really didn't know.
Yeah, I've heard from people. I don't even own that track either. This is I bought this track tonight, and might have a Bristol purchase on the menu here coming up soon, because this is a lot of fun in this league. But I've heard from other people that have been doing a lot of schedule development work and stuff. The banking there, you got to kind of put a monster truck setup, put all the spring that we can into this, all the ride height into it that we can, try to keep from scraping, and then you still can't quite dial it all out. So it'll be interesting.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is I ran a league where we ran IndyCar at Dover. And so that was constantly scraping against the ground in the corners because of, that's the only thing I can think of that's a similar kind of deal there to PM-18s at Bristol as IndyCars at Dover. So
yeah, I'd believe it.
All right, well, we'll see you next week, but congratulations on your P3 there.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jason, for setting up the league, and thank you for broadcasting. Appreciate it.
No problem. I enjoy it. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Yep. All right, well, that's it for us. We'll be here tomorrow night for the Reddit League. That's the Schaefer's Cup and Schaefer's Turbo Series. That'll be a 3-race deal there. We're running Detroit Belle Isle first in the PM-18s and then in the IndyCar, doubleheader in the IndyCar, 2 20-lap races. Both, I don't think they're full points, but they're a lot of points on offer there tonight. So we'll head on out. We'll do one more Echo Blade trailer, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow, or we'll see you next week for the Tuesday Night Thunder. Thanks again to Jason Owens for putting on this league, and we'll see you then.
You're blind. You're trying to escape from here, aren't you? I want to see how far you can make it before your head is chopped off.